Okay, so you can see here on the checkout page, it gives you a summary of the ride that you've entered, the Eventbrite fees that you've been charged for processing that entry, and you can see there's a clock ticking down just here, which tells you how long you've got to complete the entry process. We give you 20 minutes, after which either you'll have to start again or come back another day to complete the process. That just means that you can't be hogging a place in the event at the end when places are scarce. So once you land on the page here, we've got some personal information which we need to get from you. First of all, your name, surname and email address. Obviously, this is where you then put your card details in, and this is where you put in your billing information. So that's where your card is registered to. And then we need to capture some details about you as the rider. So that's your things like your email address and your mobile telephone number in case we need to get in touch with you, your home address, and if you're buying any merchandise from us, and this particularly relates to the coffee from Has Been, if your shipping address is going to be different, then we need to put those details in there as well. Other information, we'd like to know your date of birth from you and your age. We'd also like to know your Twitter names as well, so we can get in touch with you and we can follow you back to see if you're having fun on or around our ride, and to maybe share some of your tweets as they run up to the event as well. We'd also like an emergency contact number from you, so that's somebody who on the day of the event itself is going to be available should there be an accident or something involving you and we need to get in touch with next of kin. That's really, really important information, so it is mandatory for you to put a contact number in there. Lastly, before we go on, we'd like you to tell us something interesting about yourself. So we'll be waiting for you to arrive back at the finish line at the end of your sportive. Equally, we'll be there with you on the start line at the start of the day, and it'd be great if we were able to share with the people who've come to watch the sportive a little bit of interesting stuff about you on the day. So what you share with us in there, you might hear over the tannoy as you approach the finish line on July the 3rd. Then it's onto the waiver. Have a good look through there. That's terms and conditions about what happens if the weather is apocalyptic or other things like that on the day. You need to tick that and agree to that before we can process your entry. And then lastly, we're onto the additional items. And you can see on there, we've got Has Been coffee. We'll be making a coffee blend with the guys from Has Been in Stafford again this year. And then there's t-shirts and jerseys, which again are made by Provision, which is a Staffordshire-based company. And lastly, if you want us to capture a photo of your ride and email it to you high res after the event, you can pre-buy that at the point of entry as well. Once you're through there, you click on Pay Now, and we're away. Okay, so that takes us through how to do the online entry process for the event this year. And so popping the laptop to one side now, it's time to show off the merchandise. Now we've got two things that we've talked about already on the video today. The first one is our RideStaffs jerseys, and the second one is our coffee. So without further ado, I think it's probably time to show you the first samples of our RideStaffs jerseys 2016. And this is our first one. So we've either got the design with the vertical stripes and the big RideStaffs logo on the front here for you to check out, or alternatively, if that's not quite your thing, but you still want something to celebrate the event, we've got a slightly more pared back little retro version with the horizontal stripes. And as well, if you swing around to the back, we've got the little dude, our little character from the event, on the back of the jersey as well. So not much more to say about that other than they're made by Provision for us. It's a Staffordshire-based company based up in Stoke-on-Trent here. The jerseys are £40. You can either buy them at the point where you enter the event on Eventbrite, or alternatively, if you want to have a little bit more of a think about that, you can also buy them at a later date on the Provision website, and we'll probably pop up on the screen somewhere down here a little banner with that URL for you to have a look at your leisure. Okay, the other thing that we have to talk to you about, of course, is coffee. Now, at RideStaffs, we're massive, massive coffee fans, and we're a huge fan of Has Been coffee, partly because it's based in Staffordshire here, just down the road from where we have our cycling festival, but also because we're a huge fan of Steve and what the guys at Has Been do with the coffee. We think it's the best that you can get on the market, and we got together with them last year with a cyclist called Liam Holohan and another one called Andy Tennant to make our own festival blend, and we'll be doing the same again this year. So if you go to hasbeen.co.uk and have a look at what they have to offer, you can place your order for a bag of our festival coffee at the time when you enter the sportive. Alternatively, if you want to wait till a little bit closer to the time, we will be selling it through hasbeen.co.uk closer to the event itself, but it'll only be available for a couple of weeks, 1 week before the event, 1 week afterwards, and when it's gone until 2017. So we hope you'll get into that. We hope you'll try our coffee and let us know what you think of it. And of course, if you get a chance, subscribe to In My Mug